When people saw Mateo Alvarez sitting alone on the cracked wooden bench outside his house, they saw an old man with shaking hands and clouded eyes. What they did not see was the boy who once believed the world owed him everything. Mateo was born in a forgotten neighborhood where the streets had no names and the police had no interest. His father was a dock worker who drank his wages, and his mother stitched clothes until her fingers bled. Hunger was not a visitor, it was a resident. Mateo learned early that being honest did not keep your stomach full. As a child, he watched men with power pass through his barrio. They wore clean shoes, gold watches, and smiles. That made people move out of their way. Those men were feared and respected. Mateo noticed something important. Fear paid better than dignity. By the age of 16, Mateo was strong, fast, and angry. He worked loading trucks by day and running errands by night. Small deliveries, envelopes, packages he never opened. He didn't ask questions. Questions were for people who could afford answers. One night, an older man named Rafael El Gato Moreno stopped him in an alley. El Gato had scars on his face and confidence in his walk. "You're wasting yourself," El Gato said. "You could be rich by 25, or dead by tomorrow. Either way, you'll natter." That night, Mateo chose to natter. By his early 20s, Mateo had learned the business of drugs, the way a scholar learns books. Roots, yans, prices, loyalty, I don't see much violence, silence. He started small, controlling one street, then 3. He paid kids more than their fathers earned in a month. He bribed cops instead of fighting them. He gave money to churches and food to the poor. Soon, people began to protect him, not because they loved him, but because he fed them. Mateo understood psychology better than morality. He learned that men stayed loyal when they were afraid to leave and grateful to stay. Betrayal was punished publicly. It seemed that when betrayal was punished publicly, loyalty was rewarded loudly. His name spread beyond the city. Rivals tried to kill him twice. Both times, they failed. After the second attempt, Mateo ordered a response so brutally that it echoed for years. The message was simple: touch him, and hell would follow. By 30, Mateo controlled ports, highways, and politicians. He wore tailored suits and lived in a mansion with high walls and higher secrets. Women admired him. "What he say? It's a big call. If he don't try and the man you don't see when why." Men feared him. Newspapers called him a ghost, a myth, a monster. At night, however, Mateo sometimes sat alone and wondered why victory felt so quiet. Power has a cost, and Mateo paid it in blood. His closest friend, Luis, was killed during a police raid gone wrong. Luis had laughed with Mateo when they were boys. Now he lay in a coffin, his mother screaming curses into the sky. Mateo responded with war. Bombings, assassinations. Here, entire neighborhoods locked indoors by fear. The government declared him enemy number 1. Once, the streets he once controlled now burned with violence he could no longer fully manage. His wife, Isabella, begged him to stop. She feared for their children. Mateo promised protection, not peace. He did not know how to be anything else. He sang as so like Tito and Touchdown. Then came the betrayal. How? One of his most trusted lieutenants sold information to the authorities. Italo, once Yashinit Kate, Yada Bentia want, he paid a get Korea Kanpitiatikidai. Raids followed. Arrests multiplied. Money vanished. Allies disappeared. The empire Matteo built on loyalty and fear began to rot from the inside. The day his son asked, "Papa, why do people hate you?" something broke inside him. It taken behind me, but it was too late to turn back. Matteo was arrested at 43. There were no dramatic shootouts. No final speech. Just handcuffs, flashing cameras, and silence. The man who once ruled cities now stood in a cold room, stripped of his power and name. Just another prisoner. Prison was not kind to fallen kings. He lost weight. When he nodded, one nanati say, and no fell. Cassandra, who is the starry counter? He lost respect. He lost everyone who once called him brother. Isabella left, taking the children far away. And Conwell behaved. Letters stopped coming. Years passed slowly. Leaving uncertainties at the did, and I see the common, and I see the cold fountain and the tall. Cheap. Matteo aged quickly. In prison, he met men who had been everything and ended as nothing. He saw that every empire built on fear eventually eats its creator. He read books. Castillo de Already. And that's was an open cabinet camp. Is sealed that said and command decay. He prayed, not for forgiveness, but for understanding. When Matteo was finally released, he had white hair, weak legs, and nowhere to go. Part 5. The Old Man and the Truth now. Matteo sits outside his small house, watching children play in the same dusty streets where his life began. Some days, young men recognize him. They whisper his name like a legend. Ahuno, Pititiadi, Pitianane, Estemson, Tansakin, Kate Indoor. A few ask for advice. Matteo tells them the truth. I was powerful, he says, and I was empty. He remembers the money, the women, the fear. But none of it warms him at night. What he remembers most clearly are the funerals, the screams, the faces of people who paid for his ambition. Strength fades. Power collapses. Fear dies. Only consequences remain. Matteo knows history will not remember him kindly. And perhaps that is justice. As the sun sets, the old man closes his eyes, not as a king, not as a criminal, but as a man who finally understands that being strong is easy. Being right is harder.